Monster Michael Todd versus Georgi Svetkov. The main event of East versus West 21. And man, what a dominant performance it was. Round one, they slipped. It was a soft slip. They went to the strap. Georgi Svetkov, as expected, had hand control. I was kind of aware of the fact that Michael is not waiting to see if he has hand control or not before hitting sideways. He hits sideways as hard as he can, and he just sees where his wrist goes. And his wrist did start to go, although he had a little bit of pronation. But Georgi started climbing and he started maintaining complete hand control. And he almost pinned Michael without the strap, without the press, I meant to say. And I was like, well, Georgi is the guy. He is going to pin Michael Todd without the press. But then, even though Georgi had nothing, he had everything. He still had almost nothing, at least not enough to finish Michael. He was going sideways. He was about to lose his own wrist, standing back up, then going sideways again, climbing. And then he just lost. When he didn't have full hand control, he was able to just take Michael an inch above the pad, move him off center, take him down. And when he had full hand control, he was on top of Michael's fingers. The side pressure stopped working. And Michael stood up and pressed him down. And I was like, that is weird. That is weird. How can you have so much and like not have any side pressure at all despite that? Michael's side pressure with just his fingertips was more than Georgi's side pressure with the entire hand control. Round two, again in the strap. I think from now on, they agreed to go to the strap every single round. Same thing. Michael went for a press, and I think then he switched to a top roll, King's move. Michael was again in cruise control. Georgi Svetkov was climbing. This time he was going for a press. Press was not working out. And then Michael again stood up and switched to his flop, got the job done. The weird part for me was Georgi was never denied the climb by Michael. Usually Michael is good at clamping. He doesn't let his opponents climb too much. But that was not the case in this match. Georgi was always climbing. He was gaining hand control. But at some point, he stopped doing that and he started going for the pin too early. Why? As long as you can keep getting hand control, keep getting it. That was a mistake which Georgi was making. And then when Georgi started going for the flop press, let's talk about the third round two. It looked like a beginner's mistake to me. First of all, he was half-heartedly going for the press. He was immediately standing back up. Once you dump your wrist, go for a flop, you just go for it, man. You go all out. And the basic principle for a flop press is you need to have some pronation. Georgi was cupping, he was supinating like this. There was a gap between Michael's hand and Georgi's hand. Only the palm was touching. Only this part of the hand was touching Michael's hand. He was going for a press like this, even a flop press like this. Bro, you need to do the opposite of that. Why is he curling his hand like that? Supinating like that. He needs to pronate and then go for a press. How can Georgi Svetkov, somebody tell me in the comments, how can Georgi Svetkov not know that when you're going for a flop press, you don't do it like a tricep press by supinating. You pronate and then you press. He didn't know that. And that was a weird, ugly, although he had complete riser control, you do not have more riser control than that. He still lost the round. He still got gassed out. He was like almost about to pass out on the table. Fourth round, same thing again. He had good hand control. Michael went for a flop press 2-3 times. It was stopped by Georgi. But then Georgi doesn't know how to press. He was supinating and flop pressing at the same time. The first time I've ever seen anything like that. So 4-0 Michael Todd. And he calls out Levan Saginashvili after that on June 13th in USA. Michael Todd is back. I like to see this version of Michael that cannot be pinned. I like this version of Michael Todd that has a great endurance. I was surprised by Michael's endurance in this match. It looked amazing. Michael deserved the win. He needed that win. And I'm really happy for that. Thanks for watching. Like the video and I'll see you again.